Welcome to the Reality After Show. And if last week with Gabe as our guest wasn't great enough, Jonny surprises us tonight with Sue from season 47, Bobby Goodsby's winner pick, one of the most memorable cast members that we've had in a long time. Sue, welcome to the show. And Jonny, thanks for always bringing the heat with our guests.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, Sue, we were about to mention this before we went live, but I think now is a better time to share with everyone. I don't know if you're aware of this, but there has been an edit in the new era on the first episode that has dictated the winner of the season. Are you aware of this?
No, I'm not.
Wow, Bobby Goodsby, fill her in.
Yeah. So there's a certain edit that if it shows you as the last person to talk before you're on the mat with Jeff, you're usually pretty much every season from the new era, except for your season, then that's the winner of the season. And unfortunately, Sue, you were the last one to talk, but it didn't end up happening. But you made it all the way to the end. So
oh, I know.
Can you believe that? You were the last person to talk before they went to the mat. And that literally guaranteed you the win. And then they said, "Oh no, just kidding this time."
Like, she's out of here.
So the Vegas money changed because of that. Because it was just like, well, it seems like Rachel's playing a pretty good game. It's like, nope, the edit, and money started shifting.
Wow! If I only knew.
Lost money.
Yes. Well, if you knew, I don't think you would have changed your bet.
No way. A lot of people probably don't like me though because they lost a lot of money.
Yeah, that did not help. But Sue, I just want to say, a little show and tell. I am the Boca Raton Championship Wrestling Cruiserweight Champion of the world. And for me to accomplish this at the age of 45, much like it was quite a thing for me. I didn't think I had it. So but at 40,
what did you have to do for that?
Show up.
I beat 3 men all by myself with
seeing it was Boca Raton, was it like, what was the age that you were going?
No, this is a legit professional wrestling organization. Matt Riddle, former WWE superstar, was there. I may have had the tag team partner of Odyssey Jones, a 400-pound man from the WWE, a member of the New Day. So yeah, I mean, but I feel like I did the bulk of the work.
Okay.
Jonny had to beat off 3 guys in Boca Raton to get their pretty belt.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt, I was waiting for the pegging joke. You've had your perfect time to use the pegging joke there.
I did not beat them off. I feel you're adding a word
that's not very friendly.
So Sue, obviously, like, you were very polarizing and, like I said, very memorable. Have you always been a fan of Survivor? Like before you played?
Oh yeah, from day one.
Yeah.
Day one.
When the very first season, my daughter was with me and my whole family, we loved it. My father, my sisters, we all wanted to apply. We're such athletes, we're competitors, we're outdoors people. And we're like, this is right up our alley. This is something we could totally do. So yeah, I love Survivor from day one.
And since you played a new era season and we're now in season 48, I mean, the beginning of the new era, I mean, Jonny and I definitely were not huge fans of some of the differences and whatnot, but your season and this current season, I've been totally digging. I feel like the game, like people were there to play the game. and are competitive and not just like, oh, I want to be on TV. So
I
like,
have a
what
sad
is your
story.
thought on the new era?
Well, I definitely see all the gameplay, and even with this season, you see the thought process. You know, like I think all of them, they're brilliant. A lot of them, you know, Mary, even say, you know, they're Kyle. They're all playing the game, and my season especially, I saw that gameplay. Andy was just like mind blowing. He was mind blowing, you know, and everyone was. We were all thinking, flipping, tossing and turning the whole thing. It was all a game.
Did you enjoy being on a winning tribe? I mean, like, you know, not worrying about tribal council is great, but you know, conversely, you're getting less airtime. And are you playing the game that you signed up? Like, you know, I enjoyed tribal council mostly,
Except for that one.
except for that one. I really liked. Just one I didn't like.
I liked being like I had the end game. I wanted to make it all the way. And as you all saw, I was very loyal. So to me, you know, my bonds were tight. We were good, you know, until you go, you know, it's kumbaya till you go to tribal. But, you know, like I basically we had the end game. And I'm like, the more one person's picked off at a time, that's one more step closer for us to get there. So yeah, I was good with it, you know, and then once I had the idol, it lived in my bra. Like I was always comfortable at tribal council. So
well, you did smoothly acquire the idol, so there's that.
Yeah, yeah. How I got away with that, I don't know. I mean, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. So I have a question. Like, so you said like loyalty obviously was a huge part of your game and kind of how you saw that progression through the game. But we've seen like a lot of votes. Like, do you think that the voting tribal members reward loyalty the same way they do making some wild swings in the game and maybe even missing, like making those big moves?
No.
No.
And the thing is, you know, like I felt like I had my two major alliances, Gabe and Caroline, and then in the, you know, long run, you know, Rachel. But the thing is like I knew we were good, and I just kept wanting to try to bring people in. You know, we played the game. We you know, we did what we could to get other people out and flip the table when we needed to. But, you know, the one time, you know, Gabe played a little hard and he played a little bit too hard. Like I could sit back and watch what they were doing. They were digging their own graves, and you knew all eyes were on them. And, you know, Caroline flipped, and then all of a sudden, you know, Caroline, you know, they thought she played a little too hard. So it's so, as you know, it's a slippery slope of how far you go, how much you talk. You know, a lot of times I would be, you know, talking with Caroline, but I sort of let her do the dirty work. So, you know, that's just, I sort of micromanage. You know, she had great thoughts too, and, you know, great ideas, but, you know, we really worked together and decided what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it. But I'd be like, go ahead, see what you could do. And ultimately that's what got her voted out as well.
Do you feel that you're in the new era version of Survivor, you're not allowed to make consistent big moves? I mean, because I hear people say in the last few seasons, it's like, I just need that one big move for my resume, you know. And I look back at I'm like, I had 15 big moves. Like I didn't like. I'm just like, when am I not gonna like? I came here to play Survivor, and at the end of the day, win or lose, you remember my name because I'm swinging, and 9 times out of 10, I'm hitting.
Yeah, you always played a big. I mean, you were just.
But can you not do that in the new? I mean, like, are you limited to the one big move, and then you have to just put your head back?
You know what? Like, I felt like they were all coming in like they were reading the textbook of how to make the big moves and how to play the game, and I felt like Andy especially, you know, was like coming off saying, you know, like, well, this is what we're supposed to do. We have to do this, and, you know, lie and steal and do, you know, all these big moves, but, you know. I mean, he made it farther, but Rome was a good example of trying to make these big, huge moves. Nobody liked it, and we're just like, get him the frig out, you know. Like, I think in the new era, it is a little bit different. Like, people are too aware of what everyone else is doing. You're so aware, and the second someone does it, you've already got their name up there ready to shoot when you can.
Well, and that's, I mean, the question was kind of leading, but that's kind of where I was getting with the loyalty thing, where it's like, it's almost harder to maintain the loyalty and keep a consistent alliance, especially in the new era, because everyone's it's not like it's not alliances. It's like voting blocks that are always moving, and to be able to keep a voting block together to move through the game and get yourself to the end is as powerful as trying to make these big swings, and I just, I don't think it's really rewarded in the new era.
No,
at the end.
Yeah, I absolutely, my goal was to go with me, Gabe, and Caroline. And even at one point, like I thought, Tuku was going to go all the way until we had a flip on Tiana. But I felt like if we stayed strong, it would have been a big move to have one whole tribe make it to the final.
Yes.
Like that's a huge thing. But they all kept saying they need to play their own game, which I get. And, I was playing my own game too, but I still wanted to, that was my goal, was to go to the end with my people. And nobody
a final 6 and then a dance contest to sell it all. I feel
that's what we said. We'll take each other down then, but that would have been amazing if Kyle didn't flip it, I was one time that, Kyle didn't win. I said to him, let's take 5. Let's go all the way. Us 5. I'm willing to do that. And then he was sort of like he was whatever, and we're get him out.
You said his name a few times, but I do feel just an actual literal dance contest though at the end, pop and locking, maybe some old school b-boy stuff. I don't know. I mean, who's to say? Working a good robot, a sprinkler, who knows? But we're talking episode 5. It's Vula night 9, and is it Shaheen? I have not got his name. Shaheen lost his number 1 Thomas, and according to Thomas, that was not his number 1. So,
Thomas had Bianca, right? Wasn't
Bianca was definitely his number 1. The California Girls Alliance lasted all of one commercial break.
Yeah,
it happens. So there's discussion between the Vula tribe, and they're just like, look. This wasn't good. Great play by Kyle. Of course, the 2 Orange Tribe members still don't even know each other, much less working together to make this massive move be successful. But with that, Kyle's like, look, let's not point fingers. Let's not discuss it any further because I do not need this alliance to be exposed. Can we just not go to tribal again? And I think that's a pretty good idea. We later see, and this just happened in Australian Survivor, there was a tribe that was just like, hey, let's make an alliance with all of us, and we'll call it the Mega Alliance. And that too almost made it to the commercial break.
These names they're coming up with, right?
Yeah, the Mega Alliance is possibly the worst alliance. I don't even think they made it you do the group huddle thing. Everyone puts. I don't even think
the hands didn't hit.
No, not all 5 or 6 or however many hands they did not touch.
No.
So the Mega Alliance was DOA. So,
they're all lovey-dovey until they're going to tribal, and then all of a sudden it's like, what? Right?
It happens.
Yeah.
So it's day 10, and we immediately start with a reward challenge. And guess what we're playing for? A trip to the sanctuary. What? We're what? Where good
things happen.
Oh God, it just gets creepier every time.
He's listening to this podcast. He knows it annoys you, Johnny. He knows it annoys you. It's the only podcast that rails on it as much as we do. It's the only reason he leans into it.
Things happen.
You guys are bad.
It's painful. All right. Well, they're playing. What's bad is Fijian pastries, donuts, and ham and cheese croissants. That's what's bad.
Yeah.
Potentially. Who's to say? They might be the best pastries, donuts, and ham and cheese croissants ever. I'm betting against it. So, but we get your first look at the tribe that went to tribal council. Thomas voted out, and of course, Jeff doesn't take 10 seconds to ask for a reaction from the other 2 tribes, which makes good television.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? I mean, you literally saw emotion on these people's, there's no fuck. It's Thomas the train. He's not going anywhere. Hey, instead of asking you what you think about Thomas going, fuck that. Let's just talk about a convoluted challenge.
I hadn't noticed it, so you pointed it out the last podcast I was on. now I can't unsee it because watching Australian Survivor, it's like a whole portion of the show is reacting to the people. And I understand like before the tribes had merged and they didn't know each other. So it's like, hey, that random person you've never met's voted off. Who cares? But now it's like, hey, ask Bianca. Just ask Bianca. You know your production. You know that they're number ones. Ask her once. It's her episode anyway. It's
Shaheen doesn't know that was her number.
Oh
one.
yeah, that's true.
Don't tell Shaheen too soon. So Sue, do you watch Australian Survivor at all?
I do not. I think I'm going to have to start though.
It's amazing, and Jonathan LaPaglia, he does that. You got to dig deep. He does all the things. He does not talk about where good things happen, but
no.
It's literally, I feel like it's like Casey Kasem. He's doing a Casey Kasem.
Really?
I feel like Jeff's doing on this fucking good things happen. It's driving me anyway. So, but no, JLP, the Jonathan LaPaglia, the host of Australian Survivor, after every is just like last time. So it's like, hey, other one tribe, because we don't do 3 tribe bullshit. Hey, what do you think about that? But well, I'm kind of perplexed. I kind of thought they were, and then you have the tribe that they're like, oh, you don't know, motherfucker, this dude sucked, and let me and that's his best friend. We're getting them next. It's like, whoa, this is crazy.
No.
So yeah, but no, it's just like, hey, Bianca, you look like you're about to have a conniption fit. All right, off to the rules of the challenge. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So, God bless you, Jeff. Remember my number for 50. I understand you got to replace some people. I get it. I understand why you need to replace some people. And shit like this is why you should call me. So there you go.
Your number is listed under do not answer, Jonny.
Block.
Pick one of those. It's either me or Russell Hance. You got a 50-50 shot. You'll know it's Russell. Hey, who's this?
Russell. I got a drunk phone call voicemail from Russell not too long ago. I'm sure you got the same one. He does his rounds, dude.
I got the round before. I missed that round.
Okay, yeah. And when he called me, it was the night before his nephew, who played my season, got arrested as a gang member. So, oh yeah, there he is, Brandon Hance.
This photo can be yours. You know what? Let's give away a Brandon Hance photo tonight. We'll do it. We'll do a question. Yeah,
there
why not? That thing's probably worth millions or something. Wait, I just got back from Australia, and Australian dollars is probably $1 million. What's that? 18 bucks. 18 American.
18 US.
Is it?
I don't know the conversion rate. I got a calculator for that.
Ask David.
I do want to ask something, because I know, Johnny, you were kind of making fun of this reward being the fruit and whatnot. But Sue, since you played in a new era with really not much to eat, even the smallest amount of something that's not so great would be amazing, I'm assuming.
We literally had nothing. I went 11 days with no food. So we would get like 1 coconut, 2 coconuts, and we would chop them up and put them in, the pot with salt water and a little water. And that's what we ate.
Popcorn. Did you guys call it popcorn?
Popcorn. Yeah. Coconut popcorn, coconut popcorn. But, so, I'd gone 11 days, and I think one of my first foods may have been like a hot dog or something. 1 hot dog with a bun, nothing else. Anything would have been good. I would have died for we used to beg one person for a Starburst. Someone walked in once with a Starburst, and we used to beg him ever since then, please, just 1 Starburst. We would have taken anything. We were starving. Every time I went to medical, I'm just like, do you have any chocolate chip cookies? And he'd be like, I just finished them.
Oh. So, yeah. What's your go-to on a hot dog?
Mustard, ketchup, sauerkraut, everything.
All right. I'm a mustard, chili cheese, jalapeno, hot sauce. Yeah.
I didn't know we were going deluxe.
Little bit of coleslaw.
Supersized it.
Little bit of coleslaw. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of a T-bone on top of my hot dog. I really like T-bones, mashed potatoes and gravy, and a croissant. That's what I enjoy on top of my...
Have you seen my fiance? I just like her on my hot dog. If we're getting specific here. I mean, geez. No, that's a southern way to do it. Mustard, chili, cheese, a little bit of coleslaw, some Texas Pete.
That actually sounds pretty good. Fair
sounds
play.
Great.
All right. So Sue ruins it with the ketchup. I got it. My 7-year-old does.
No, ketchup's great.
Yeah,
get out of here.
Love it. I would love
Yeah, I hear
definitely
you,
like
Elias.
when we knew we were getting hot dogs. I was thought for sure we're going to get baked potato salad and beans. So I had everyone's mouth like we were drooling because we thought we were getting baked potato salad and beans, and we got nothing.
You
And we had
got
to cook our own hot dog too. So,
Yeah, plain
but
hot dog.
this challenge, I would have been in heaven getting those croissants and just anything to drink too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Drinking's a big one.
Drinking's good. Well, apparently, chocolate milk. Who knew?
I thought that reward
I
looked
love
good, to
chocolate
be honest.
milk.
Yeah.
So you're fit, Sue. A lot of there's plenty of morbidly obese people that drink chocolate milk and love it. But if you and God bless you all. I mean, try harder or not, who cares? But
I see why this is on so late.
they love it too. But for those of you that are fit, chocolate milk is a thing.
I just buy the silk chocolate milk or whatever, the almond chocolate milk. I have it in my refrigerator. I just chug it every day.
Yeah, but that's like if you work out and actually go to the gym and not, unlike myself, I know a guy named Jim, like you're supposed to drink chocolate milk afterwards. I was like, really? It's like, I feel like you drink that if you don't go to the gym, but no.
Dang, they could have got me to the gym a long time ago if it came with a glass of Oberweis chocolate milk. I'm in.
Apparently it does. That's the thing. Look at Dave and his 4 nipples.
Yeah.
Dave. I mean, he was going crazy over this milk, dude.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much.
Do you think it's because white milk comes out of the top 2 nipples and chocolate milk comes out of the bottom 2?
Could be.
Dude, this is the tame version.
The 4 nipples, like that's.
All right. So, before we get to the who has to break down the challenge? What are we doing here, folks? What's the challenge? Matt?
Throw sandbags at a rotating target, which releases some balls, and then then
you have to bounce the balls into a little
go
net.
into some nets, and then it's just like carnival game type thing at the end.
And then you build a big puzzle.
Basically the same shit we've seen every single episode. So nothing's any different. Okay.
Well, they had different pieces, so I like those different pieces. And if anyone would like to sit out, let us know. Say needs a break, guys.
Yeah.
This is red flag number 1 of this episode for Say. We were talking about this before we went live because I know, Sue, you were like, I'm kind of done with Say. I feel the same way because like episode 1, I was like, she needs to shut her mouth because she's going to get herself in trouble. But then the last, several episodes, I've started liking her more and more. But then it's going downhill again, and I think her days are numbered because of her mouth. I think she just done way too many things to piss way too many people off, and this is a social game too. And I think that she's.
I wouldn't put up with it. I wouldn't put up with it.
No, of course not. We know that about you.
Yeah.
She'd be my number 1. I'd be like Chrissy, like we just got to get her out because like I can't stand that, especially at my age too, of being spoken to that way. I wouldn't put up with it.
Oh, yeah.
Here's where I'm at. I'm a fan of the bad guy, and I was hoping that Say would be the kind of villain that I could back because I look for that. I liked Rome pretty much every episode except when he's literally bullying Saul. With the following thing. I don't like that. I don't like bullying. I'm not a fan. So, but I am a fan of scumbags, assholes, arrogant fucks. Oh, that's great. I like a bad guy. I just don't like a bully, and I feel there's a fine line.
There's a fine line.
Yes.
I think that Say is the fake bad guy. I think Cedric might be the real villain of the season.
He's the bad guy of my viewing pleasure. But but with Say, I think getting back to the fine line aspect, I think there's a fine line between arrogance and entitlement. Mm-hmm. And I think Say is falling on the opposite side of entitlement. I feel that she feels this is her game. And I feel that there was 17 other people that thought it was also the opportunity to be their game as well. And I think she has no time for that. And then once again, I appreciate confidence and I love arrogance. I don't like entitlement. And I think she's falling on that wrong side of that.
And it's like she speaks down to people, which obviously I'm not putting up with, but just the delivery too is just way off.
Yeah.
Also, strategy wise, if she says she needs a break, this isn't the one you sit her out on. You sit her out on the immunity challenge that matters. You let her schlep through this and hide because she doesn't actually have to do anything in this whole challenge. You find out she could just walk the whole thing and everyone else could do all the rest of the work. Except for what she had to do.
May have been afraid of the wait. So I think she may have been afraid of the water. She sat out of the food challenge, right? Oh no. She sat out of the regular
There's water in this next part. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, on the first part of this, you have to take sandbags and hit targets until your balls drop. And Sue, if you do get a chance to watch Australian Survivor, JLP, our host, Jonathan LaPaglia, he loves making sexual innuendo references throughout the challenges.
No way.
He would have loved to. You need your balls to drop and grab your balls.
Hug your balls.
Yeah.
I have to watch it. I'm watching it now. I'm going to start watching it.
So where I feel is Jeff kind of shies away from those your balls dropping references.
Yeah. Well, Jeff's more of a family show. I think he is focused more on it being more of a family.
Sure. Well, I mean, but like with JLP, it's kind of like watching The Simpsons. You know, the jokes for the adults are there and the shows for the kids.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. You can say, you know, you need your balls to drop and to grab your balls. And you know, I don't have to take my 7-year-old to the other room.
All right.
So
I like that.
Yeah.
That's
So, well, at this point in the episode, Ferris from Australian Survivor called me, and I know nothing until the next commercial break. So there we go.
Sue, let me ask you this, Sue. When we get to after the competition, and I know we're not done there, but when you see, say, eating that kiwi in front of the people that just were involved in this challenge, like, is that another huge red flag for you on the beach?
one huge red flag. The fact that you're not taking into consideration everyone else and seeing what food is left. Are you the one that's been going to get the food, or you're just going in, like you're saying, Johnny, you know, entitlement, you know, you just don't go in and take it out of the bowl. Like, we were always very self-conscious and always sharing everything. And that's just what you do as a tribe that wants to be one. And she's so I would have killed her. I would have been worse than Chrissy.
You figure out a way to sneak some food, but if that ability is not there, this isn't the time to grab that kiwi.
No.
Hey, I'm a huge proponent in, like, you know, hey, I'll cook. You know, you're stirring. Is it ready? Not quite.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ready, but I'm gonna keep making sure it's ready. You know, and stuff like that. So, it's just like, did I already get? Have I filled my bowl yet? I think I can remember.
Yeah. No, I think she definitely, and the thing that she was combative when Chrissy mentioned it to her too. It's not like she was just like, oh guys, you know, like she had no sense of understanding that they were annoyed.
Oh no, she understood. She didn't care.
She didn't care. She
was like, hey, you know, you didn't participate in the challenge and you grabbed that kiwi. She's like, yeah, because it's the Say Show.
Yeah, I'm finished.
Yeah, and the fact, so that was annoying, and then also just like being a sore loser. Like Mary's all excited, like we want a challenge where we get food, and yeah, say like everyone there was like, God, it's not like you guys are gloating over here. You're just a sore loser. Say so. It's the sore loser thing. Her sitting out of the challenge because she's tired. Who isn't tired, right?
Yeah.
And then this whole like eating as much as she wants. I feel, yeah, she's definitely going home soon.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know how she started
the
through.
Survivor God shined upon her tonight. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I just feel like she doesn't want anybody else to be happy either. And I think it really bothered her more that Mary was the one that was happy and excited about the food. And she just, it was probably eating her up inside that, you know, like, I don't want Mary to be happy and I'm going to, you know, say something. And that seemed to be like a trigger or something.
And I was just excited for Mary as I was for Eva later.
Yes.
I was just like, I mean, if you can't root for Mary, and this is someone who doesn't even like good guys, you know, if you can't root for Mary, then who can you root for?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, geez, like shit could not have gone any more wrong. It's like, hey, Mary, you're on the shit tribe and no one likes you.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah.
Do you think I'll make the merge? No.
And you know what? Like, I think everyone other than Say, like, is genuinely, you wish that it was you, but you're genuinely happy that, like, you know, it sucks, but you're not going to vocalize it.
That's me by proxy.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it?
Well, I mean, I if I were Say, I would like to think that I had the ability to think that. It's like, oh wow, I didn't win, but I'm Mary. Mary's getting like, like fuck one of us, It's just like, nope, fuck that. I'm like, wow,
Big time. Big time.
It just entitlement, and it's not a cute quality.
Let me ask you, when she's watching this tonight, what is her assessment of herself?
She's gonna talk shit on Twitter because that's all she does.
But do you? Oh, really? Do you think she's proud of how she came out?
I think so. I think. I mean, maybe her Twitter is nothing but bravado and false confidence and lies. But I don't think that she embraces it. She talks shit to everybody. So I like the shit talking. I just don't like entitlement. So
yeah,
So no, her Twitter's a fun follow. But,
is it really?
Yeah, but she's not nice.
She writes off to me as the type that just will never admit when they're wrong. Like she could be 100% in the wrong, knows she's in the wrong, but guess what? She's never going to admit that to you because she's too proud to admit her faults. And that's a big, big no-no in this game. I mean, honestly, though, now that we see that we're going to the merge, I mean, she might have some legs in this game because she's basically a goat at this point. Like no one, even from the other tribes that haven't even met her, don't like her, and they're not going to get along with her. But are you really going to get rid of the easy target, or are you going to let them
but you know what?
You know?
There's only so much patience you have for someone like that that's really rubbing you the wrong way, and
that's when that person finds an idol.
You're right. You're right. And she will be looking too.
And that's what I liked about her. Yes. I liked that she was always looking. I didn't like that she had to stalk and follow Mary. It's just like, hey, you don't want Mary to get it? Wake up 30 minutes earlier.
Go fucking look yourself. And you know what? I didn't like it because I felt like it was a knockoff of Saul or Rome and Saul.
Yeah.
And so, like, didn't think it was funny. I thought it was so stupid, and to me, that was very annoying, and a very annoying part to see because I'm like, nothing's going to top what Saul and Rome. I mean, it's done it before, but the way they're like, well, I respect you.
I don't think they saw. I don't think they had seen it by the time they filmed. But do you consider that bullying? We had the debate. Like Wayne's like, I'd do anything for $1 million. I don't care. I consider that bullying, and it's just like, look, man, you find it or I find it. You don't need to follow me.
Well, I don't know if I mean, I want to put up with it, but if someone were following me like that, I would not just ignore them and just keep looking and pray that I found it and be like, fuck you, like you should be looking for your own idol, not follow me. Like I used to follow Kyle, but like he didn't know it. Like we just didn't have that knowledge. So we would hide in the bushes and follow him because we did not want him getting an idol. But I would never have been in his face doing it,
Okay, I will allow a follow in the shadows.
Yeah, of course.
But I do not like the.
No, I don't. I would have probably wanted to punch her in the face. Like I would have. I mean, Saul. I remember talking to Saul about it, and he just said it took all of his strength to not just take Rome on the ground.
If Saul's not Saul, and that's another man, not young adult man, grown man, he's punching Rome.
Oh yeah.
Rupert punches Rome.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Jonny Fairplay thinks about it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that stuff. That like drives me crazy.
Okay, all right. So the challenge happens. Who wins?
Well, so the Logie tribe, everyone is stoked. They go to the sanctuary, right? So David is loving his milk. Charity is loving her ham and cheese croissant. And she actually gets emotional. I think it's the first time, people are having like a good meal. And Sue, you said you didn't eat for 11 days. So this is really affecting these people. They are so thankful for this reward. But Eva is not buying Charity's tears. So she's like, this seems kind of fake. Now, I like Charity. I have no problem with her. And I think that was sincere of Charity. I don't think she was putting up a front.
I think there's more to
Yes.
that sanctuary thing that we didn't see, because we've now heard from like 4 people that Charity sucks.
Yes.
And so I don't think, and then for Eva, like, you know, our damsel in distress hero of the season, for her to tell you that Charity sucks, I think Charity sucks.
Is that the consensus amongst the fandom right now, that they just
Eva?
don't like Charity?
I mean, if it's not, it has to be. I mean, I fucking cried for 5 minutes tonight. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, tonight's episode, they're
I mean, well, just like Probe said, like I got kids.
Yeah.
I got 2
How could
daughters.
you not?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so this episode was a very memorable one. My phone was blown up from friends of mine who love the show, and then obviously social media. We see a lot of things that were touched on. First, before we go into the whole Eva deal, it was really cool to see Joe and Camilla and Kyle and Shaheen telling their backstories.
Before we get that, real quick, after the reward, Bianca says she needs to make new friends. Mitch and Chrissy were about to pop off for Say, but they don't. As a result, Mitch doesn't want to work with Say, and Bianca's open. And Say approaches Bianca, and she wants bossy Chrissy to go. And so Bianca's in the best position of anyone on this show right now, and nothing can go wrong.
Nothing can go wrong.
Nothing can go wrong. She told the Survivor Gods that, and they listened. And next, Sanctuary, and then yes, we have Vula with the second place reward, which is not the Sanctuary where good things happen, but no, it is at their shitty camp. And we get 3 origin stories and 2 with pictures.
Yeah, I feel like this was like this episode overall for me. It was like I like this origin story thing, and then it was obviously the big Eva moment, autism stuff. So that was really, I think, was the main focal point. I thought, you know, tribal and stuff and everything else was kind of just subpar, not as memorable. But I want to say, sometimes when I watch Survivor, if this was a 60-minute episode, I would not be real cool with all these crazy backstories. But hearing, like I said, Shaheen talking about his background, and then Camilla, and then Joe, and everyone involved really brought this tribe closer. And I really dug their backstories. Johnny, I know, you know, we've complained before about Banu and some of his stuff. What did you think of this moment?
I was good. Like I like an origin story. I like fun origin stories more than sad origin stories. But I don't have a problem with sad origin stories in which they're talking about, you know, their parents and stuff like that. I don't need the I was bullied in school origin story, because we all were, and that's why we're someone now, and we're not sitting there in our fucking Letterman jacket at age 50. So yes, if you were bullied, you went on to do something with your fucking life. So shut up.
Right.
Yeah, but what I will say is, because we've been hard on the origin stories and all, you know, all the kind of like inserted sad points is kind of what they've been. They're like kind of apropos nothing. What a great way to get 4 of these like credible stories all out,
3.
and or 3 stories.
2 with pictures.
Gotcha. But then also, if this becomes an inflection point in the later parts of the story, if this is a 4 that because of this bond that they have do stick together going into merge the next episode, and then and if it does come, it's like, okay, then that's really cool to see that. I'm hoping that that's why they showed that point and focused on it and input the pictures on that, because I'm hoping it becomes a thing that does kind of is a storyline through this season.
Yeah. How can it not, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think those 4 are
I
solid.
love those 4. Those are 4. Here's where I'm at though. Like, you know, my winner pick was Charity. I don't think that's going to work out just based on the hints we've been given by I trust Mitch, and Mitch is saying, maybe, you know, so I don't know. But Shaheen, like, isn't there something there that we're not? Because on paper going to the season, that's the beard guy from your Ponderosa, right, Sue? Or was it the one before?
I think it was the one before.
Okay, yeah. The Ponderosa before yours, he was the alternate. And everyone was like,
really?
fucking beard guy. What's beard guy going to do? Everyone kept talking about beard guy. And then it became a legend. And then they're like, all right, let's put beard guy on 48.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, all right, well, we got the beard guy origin story. That's something. But we're 5 episodes in. I need more beard guy stuff and less say going, I don't like this.
Yeah. Yeah. We need something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Shaheen. I think, I don't know. I think he's got a lot of game in him.
Maybe. Who knows? Once again, all the moments that we're hearing that Say needs a break, Say could have told us something.
I don't think she needs a break. I think she's just one of, like you said, the entitled kid that wasn't in the mood and just didn't want to do it. And that's what she does. She's going to do what Say wants to do.
As far as this 4, though, that we're talking about, I think this 4 definitely has longevity, and I think they're showing it to us now because of that reason. But I wouldn't give up hope in the fact that I still think number 1 for Joe is Eva. 100% Eva is still in the picture. So how does that factor into this 4? I mean, it was kind of revealed in this episode to everyone how close they were, and obviously, to the 5th. Yeah, and it's just
bring her in.
Else there.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think that's what's going to happen.
Huh?
I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, of course. Of course she's going to be brought in. And now you've got 5, and now you've got controlling votes.
Well, no, you need. It's going to be a merge of 13. But I think if you get Eva, I think you now get Star. And I like this version of Star.
Maybe.
Yeah.
After tonight, like the guys though. The guys are always threatening, and the guys, they're big, strong guys, and they're tight together. That could be a threat.
I was going to say this is. As I'm watching this episode and I'm watching here's what's coming next week, I've realized this is Jeff Probst's wet dream cast. It is just a bunch of big buff guys that like to do buff guy stuff. That's all it is. He always loves these, and it's just all those guys. And then Cedric. But even Mitch is he's not a big buff guy, but he's clearly good at this game, not just the social side, but also he is winning challenges for tribes. So he's not this challenge beast, but I mean, kind of so far he is the challenge beast, so yeah.
I think the girls are going to have an issue. I don't know. I don't see them going too far. These guys.
If you can work with that meathead Gabe, you can work with anyone, Sue. You're
whether I would working with them is a different story, but you see these other people, and they're going to be threatened by this.
I don't know. We haven't heard anything from Chrissy this whole season. I didn't even know she was in the game, and I'm like, oh, who's this lady? I kind of like her, she's.
Do you know? I made fun of her redneck haircut. So Sue, I don't know if you remember the redneck haircut from the '80s. Both the guys and girls had it.
Yeah,
Christy's got it.
Johnny, I'd like to introduce you to Cincinnati, Ohio, where that haircut is alive and well and all over. So you come on out. We'll go to the east side, the west side. We'll go to Kentucky. It is all over. Look, I kind of have it. I kind of got it going on right now. This is look at this. So I mean.
Man. So good.
When they bring back the perm, I'll move there.
Yeah, exactly.
Big Chrissy fans here in Cincy.
Yeah. Wait, well, you're the ones. It's time for immunity, and it was an immunity challenge.
So there's water involved. Jump in the water. You're towing a boat to shore. Then you got to get out of the chest, untangle some ropes, go under this big log thing, and then again it's a carnival. It's a maze type deal at the very end. I think the hardest part of this challenge would have been going under that log. We've seen this time and time again.
I don't like the log. I'm kind of claustrophobic in nature, and I could be third after a fatso, but if they're hey, Fairplay, you be first, I'm never. I thought we saw the commercial. We saw Jeff crying on the commercial, and I'm just Eva's gonna get stuck under this log and fucking lose her shit. So, and I thought that
Imagine.
Joe was going to come over and pull her out. I thought, it's going to be this whole, so it was not that. So, but she does have big thighs, according to Eva. I was like,
Dude,
girl.
Eva is a freaking beast. Like,
And then
she's one of the most
it's like
Please.
her
fit-
hips.
And she's
Dude.
good at
Oh, yeah.
everything other
Yeah.
than, but she's really, really athletic.
She's not great at the snake maze thing, Sue. I don't know if you caught
Well,
that.
yeah, I know. Well, I guess I said not everything.
She's really not good at it. She's
But
great
thi-
at picking out bathing suits, I'll tell you that.
This
Yeah,
is
she
where
does a good
I mean, tonight in this moment when they're on the part where you're having to land 4 different balls in the holes, and the thing I like about this challenge is you can't have just one person do all of that.
Oh yeah.
I love this.
That
This,
was
this was made to fuck over Eva or make Eva shine, or our good friends say doesn't bother doing it. Did we catch
Yeah.
that?
No,
You
I love the fact that everyone has to do it
Me
because
too.
once
Me
you
too.
figure this out, because these kind of puzzles and things are tricky, there's a learning curve. So that's the great equalizer. Instead of a stupid puzzle, we get this moment here where I thought Eva was going to have 0 chance of even completing this. So I saw the Instagram reels leading up to the show. I talked to Johnny yesterday.
Well, go watch this. I'm like, I haven't watched last week yet. Let me watch that.
Yeah, so I was
I watched
wondering.
last week before. We're good. I watched it at 6:00 today. So we're good.
But yeah, this moment where Eva she's tripping out, she's having a rough time. Then she finally beats Say, and she is so overwhelmed with emotion and just how much was at stake, and that she pulled it off. That she goes into this like breakdown moment, and then Jeff says, "Joe, you can go, console Eva." And we have this moment, and I thought, wow, when is this going to be this moment of Jeff crying? But the way that they let this play out, Survivor is a game, but sometimes it's more than a game. And I feel like we're so caught up in our everyday struggles and all this political
Bullshit.
stuff. And this just human moment of 2 people, Joe and Eva, I knew we were going to see this relationship play out even more. And we see this moment, and it was a beautiful thing.
Was.
Johnny, I know sometimes things like this, because this episode was pretty much the Eva talking about her autism episode, which I loved. Where do you stand, Jonny Fairplay, with how they edited this whole thing together?
This is no okay. Everyone's just like, oh, please tell me Jonny Fairplay is going to rip it. No,
No, I will when you're done.
Great. So no, I'm a dad of 2 girls. I have a 17-year-old and a 7-year-old, and and I see myself as Joe, and and I see Eva as one of my daughters, and I don't care if I'm on the other tribe or not. You can't stop me from Jeff wouldn't have had to tell me it was okay to go over there. So he addresses it and said there's a rule, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck your rule. You can't stop me, and I'm going there and probably shitting up my game, but I can live with that as a dad coming out of it going, you didn't have a choice, and if you did have a choice, you're a shit person, and shit's not going to work out for you moving forward in life.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree. I mean, I was expecting Joe to go way earlier when you saw this pain in his face and him just willing her to be okay. Like, I was surprised that he didn't go, but I mean, it was such a beautiful moment, and this is what humanity needs and what people need, like you're saying, this is going to be cutthroat. They're probably going to be seen as, they're going to want her out because who wants to go to the finale with her, right?
Well, good luck.
Right.
She's got an idol now.
Yeah, true. That was ridiculous.
We'll get there. Yeah.
But this was one of those touching moments that Survivor can do, and it's this is what makes it such a great show too, is that it shows how a human, and it tugs at your heart.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So wait to bring down the parade.
No, beautiful moment. Great showing of it. I have nothing to do with the moment itself. That moment is done. Here's where my problem is. Jeff is pointing out people's game to contestants on the show. He is pointing out, you might have wrecked your game. We know that you two are close, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you can't do that. And he's been doing that more and more. And it really pisses me off because that moment had so much emotion. People might have missed that. People might have just been like, oh, they were on the same tribe. Joe's a dad, you know, like Eva's young, like it's just a whatever. Like, but like it was Jeff pointing that out to everybody is a huge problem. Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's basically what Jeff was saying. And if you're paying attention, like, why is Jeff pointing that out? Oh, okay. Well, what happens when we merge? Blah, blah, blah. Like, not that it was a big secret. And, you know, everybody on the tribe before knew their connection and relationship. So, but still, it's just like he's done this multiple seasons where he's like pointing out people's game to everybody. Like, hey, did you guys miss this or whatever? And it's like, and there's so much emotion clouding that people might not have connected it. People might, you know, anyway,
it's putting those words out there that resonates with you. It's just like, like everybody looks for an idol, but when someone says, oh, Gabe's looking for an idol,
right,
that's what sticks out.
Right, exactly.
It's like highlighted now, and that's
right.
You're right. Like I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, when those words are actually spoken, that's probably dangerous.
I was waiting for Jeff to out you, Sue. Like I thought, like when you won immunity, Jeff's be like, "Hey, for so and so year old," and he's like, "Whoa, I thought she was 45."
Right.
Yeah, I'm not 45.
What paperwork did you get, Jeff? I might have sent in my sister's by mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
45 here.
Yeah, 45, right. Jeff. Come on.
Yeah, but I was so. I mean, like as like. I know that Jeff loves the game and he wants to be a part of it. So and I don't think he's doing anything with Mal. Well, maybe he is.
No, I don't think it's malicious.
I think it's done for moments. But I easily could have seen, like, I was literally waiting for Jeff to out you last season, be like, Sue wins immunity. Can you believe it? The age of what? I'm just like, motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And then you were
I would have killed him.
Right.
Then you were like, you lose the game because it's just like, oh, well, Sue lied about 45. What else? I bet she didn't bite herself and cause that blood on her arms.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention one thing. So the moment with Eva and just her having, she's getting worked up and she's trying to calm herself down. I mean, obviously it brought a tear to a lot of people's eyes. I was caught up in the moment because my wife actually has Fragile X syndrome, and there was a higher rate or chance of our daughter when she was born of having autism or Down syndrome. Sorry, try not to get caught up in the moment about it, but it was an increased likelihood that it was going to happen, especially if it ended up being a boy. And so to see this moment, and then when she came, she was perfect, she was healthy, but we thought for a minute that she might be autistic, and luckily we got her through all the courses and speech classes and everything, and she's perfect, she's healthy, she's amazing. But it just, like, I'm getting caught up in the moment again because it really hit home for me, especially in that moment. So those are the beautiful moments in Survivor, that just the human moments that really, like, it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
And for Probst to cry, I mean, he obviously, we all, I feel, autism is so prevalent now. My wife used to work at a school, and she would work with the autistic kids, and they were all wonderful. And I just feel that it hit Probst, which is wild to me because there's been a lot. I cry like a baby during the family visit moments and stuff.
Oh,
and grandma
grandma dies.
But, he didn't cry then.
Yeah, I mean, this was Jeff crying was it was quite shocking, but I like to see that because I feel that you can't be a robot. Like, these human moments has gotta pull on your heartstrings. And I imagine out there, like, we're watching this on TV, but the people out there, like when I was on my season and Brandon Hans had his meltdown, we're like, this is the gnarliest, craziest thing that I've ever seen. I feel like this right here is probably one of the most dynamic, cool, just real moments that have been on Survivor in a long time.
Just like what a non-manufactured story of triumph, I mean, it's just like the way it played out, and she just like stuck with it. I mean, it's really incredible, and it really like speaks volumes to Eva's character. Like I mean, in juxtaposition with Say in this episode, who's like, I'm tired, I want to sit out, blah blah blah. Put Say in that exact position, she's given up.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then Eva then tells everyone about her journey. Obviously saying that I relayed this information early on with Joe just to kind of tell someone about my situation, but now she's come clean. And I think just this was a moment for everyone in the entire game. And then when we go back to camp afterwards,
Star's like, man, girl, I hated you this whole time. You ain't telling me about autism. I love you. Hey, everybody, I got a beware advantage. Let's go. And I'm like, where is this Star? Star was fun. I don't feel like Star had a good time until day 10.
Yeah, I was like, who? Like,
I was going to ask you guys, do you have any clue as to why they all didn't like her on the other tribe? Does anybody know?
Because it was a bunch of guys. Yeah. So all the guys were together, and then Eva was one of the guys. So she was just like, well, fuck the 5 of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I would be the same way.
Yeah. You're left out.
So now it's just like, hey, I got a voice. Oh wow, you don't suck. It was autism. So she's like, hey, I'm all in. And it ain't 10 guys over here going, hey, you're the odd man out.
Right.
And is this good for Eva or bad for Eva?
This is great for Eva.
Like you have this idol now. I mean, Sue, I think you were saying a little bit ago, God, like Eva is so awesome. It's like, how does she not? I mean, if she gets to the end, she wins. But
she doesn't get to the end. This is good for Eva now. And I think in about 3 tribal councils, there's someone like Jonny Fairplay or Shaheen that's just like, we gotta stop this shit.
Yeah.
That's what I would be like too.
But I want to ask you guys,
Cedric,
what about her giving Eva the idol? Like, I wouldn't have given anybody the idol.
I feel like that's the fact that she was just like, look, these last 5 idiots couldn't find it. Well, the last 4, because Eva didn't know. These last 4 idiots couldn't find it. Let's try 5 people. Maybe you guys can figure this out. And once it's out there for so many people, what real power does that idol really have? So you get credit for the gesture, and you put that target's now on Eva, not you.
And honestly, I think if you're that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, she just got rid of the target and she gained an ally that also is connected to now 4 other people on the other tribe. So
I think that's 6 now,
right? And so you got this, and the target's gone. And if Eva's smart, she just if she's in a position, she plays it next. You just play it next tribal. You play it whenever.
Or even like if her crew is safe, if you or any of your crew are in trouble, that's their idol.
Right. It's a public idol for your crew.
I still wouldn't have given it away.
I would have. I just think there were too many eyes on the fact of its existence associated with Star. It's just it's
an alternate.
If she keeps it at the merge, she has to play it. Like it's just like there's votes going on here.
It's an alternate universe where like she's like, oh, I got this undone. Star's like, thank you so much, and just like stuffs it and walks away.
I would have been like, this is ours. Like, I'll hold it, and if we think you need it, we'll give it to you. I would have never.
You got to say something, and maybe
I would have never given up.
I think I think with Eva, it's implied that it's ours, and if it's anyone else, you say it.
Right. Eva's kind of the only person that you kind of, after all of this that you've seen and you learn, you're like, okay, I probably trust, Eva's going to wear her emotions on her sleeve. I could probably trust her, or at least I know when I can't trust her with this. It's like, it's not going to be difficult to figure out when I'm like, that's not my idol anymore. If
I'm making a grandiose gesture.
Sorry.
No, you go.
I think she'll be easily influenced by the guys, though.
Eva. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. So, but if I'm Star, I'm making this grandiose gesture for everyone to see, and then I'm having a follow up. I'll be like, "Girl, when I meant it's yours, ours mostly mine."
Yeah, I found
what I meant.
Yeah.
My Eva winner pick has never been higher though. Like this, and by the way, Sue, Eva had that edit going into this season, so I'm holding out hope.
No, really.
Just saying.
Okay, and that's who you picked.
That's who I picked.
But that's who he always picks. The last person
Every
to talk
time.
before the mat.
Wow.
Every time.
Wow.
So in the new era, it didn't work for Sue, and who was the other one?
Erica, but Erica was the second to last to speak. And then but the final three in that season were the final three to talk. But it's also there's also more to it. It's also a little more to it than just the last to talk, but that is one of the main factors.
Wow. I never knew that.
But it was all you, Sue.
I'm living in a shell. I don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah, I owe Kelly Wentworth tickets to the Rams Seahawks game next year because I lost a bet on that. So
So now it's day 11. Bianca is in this predicament because she lost her vote. And at this point in time, no one knows, which she should have kept that to herself because she completely blew her game up.
Yeah.
But Bianca's going around to everyone, planting seeds. She's the single person. You got the two pairs from the other tribes. So, she's kind of in a predicament here. So she decides to tell Cedric to gain some trust.
Well, no, prior to that, she asked Cedric, she's like, hey, Chrissy says that you're going to go with the side vote or the say vote. And he's just like, yeah, he's like, here's where I'm at with say. I think she's a huge liability to my game, but I'm not going to get rid of her yet. And I'm like, oh, well, that should work out.
Well, I have to tell you, before tonight, like I wasn't that impressed with his game.
I'm right there after tonight.
Yeah,
so that I'm not impressed in this game.
I just didn't think there was a game. The fact that he could have gotten say out.
No, this guy's just there to fuck up everything.
He's like the person at the blackjack table that doesn't know how to play.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
He's at the blackjack. Yeah. He's at the black. Yeah.
Taking a card.
Yeah. He's got like sevens. It's like split them. No.
So my question about this for Bianca, I mean, how should she have played this? Because here's what I think I would have done is, I mean, you don't say anything to anybody, of course, and you just go in having told both sides that you're going to vote with them, and then they vote for who they're going to vote for. That's not you, hopefully, and then
you just roll the dice on that.
And it's a tie, and then they all just, and you're like, oh shoot, you don't have a vote, but they can't then re-vote for you, so you're safe for this, and then you just deal with.
Literally explains that to the camera in confessional. There's no reason. Her whole thing was, she goes, well, when I get back, everyone's going to think I'm a big liar. I'm like, no, I think a lot of people might be like, high five, girl. Way to go.
Guess what? They merged, right? They merged. So
they merged, and B, guess what? You got to vote now.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're in the game.
Right.
Sue, this is very much a new era thing and not an old school Survivor thing. When you got shit on old school Survivor, you ain't tell nobody nothing.
Nobody.
And these people are just like, hey, guess what? I got chlamydia last night. It's like, oh, don't be telling everybody about your chlamydia.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're out there
session and they're like, come on, let me tell you what I got. Like,
I mean, and what's Cedric supposed to do when she comes up and be like, hey, like, we're working together, right? Like, you're not like, I have to trust you. What's he going to say? Like, oh no, I don't want to know this piece of information that you're about to give me because I am going to vote you out. It's like, no, he's like, yeah, like it just, and then he gets all this. He's like, oh, cool. I only need like 2 votes to do whatever the hell I want tonight. Bye, Bianca. I don't trust you. I don't know you.
Were you guys shocked? Were you guys surprised that it turned out this way?
Not when it was in Cedric's hands. No. I was just like if anyone you could tell to fuck this up, you pick Mr. Fuck It Up.
But Cedric is proven to just kind of blow this shit up.
There's something.
Didn't tell Say.
He's done with Say.
Yeah, he's done with. He told Chrissy. He's like, he goes, I feel like I can work with the person with the old redneck guy haircut. I think.
I'm more shocked.
Well, he's from Roanoke, Virginia. There's still a lot of those old redneck haircuts there.
There you go.
I'm more shocked that they didn't show the conversation with Cedric and Chrissy about the plan than anything, because it made it so confusing at the end where they're clearly know what's happening and Chrissy's like all of a sudden has the information, but we saw none of this. So usually they give us little tidbits.
We should have gotten that. And like it, and he was just like, you can speak volumes with a head nod. And it's just like, okay, well, who's he going to nod to? I didn't see him nod to anybody.
I did see him and Chrissy look at each other, and she did have like a face to her.
Okay. Well, I probably didn't care. I wasn't looking for her to be on the receiving end of any kind of nod.
Me too.
So if he did do that, I didn't process it because I wasn't I was looking for the nod to say, and I never saw a nod to say.
Yeah.
And another thing about Bianca too is you're so caught up and worried about, pissing people off after this tribal, but this is single-handedly the most important tribal for you, where you don't have a vote, you have no control of your destiny, you're the odd man out on everything, and everyone thinks that you're with them. You can't fuck this up, and you did.
And she knows it, because when her name was written down and she's crying about it, which I love the fact that people are actually like, want to be here, play the game, because we've seen certain seasons where people they get voted out. So
like, that's not going to overly help my Instagram followers.
But
that's the pizza man.
Yeah. He didn't give a shit. But yes, she's visibly upset because she knows. Yeah, I mean, if I'm at Bianca's viewing party tonight, how devastating this would be.
Matt, Sue, do you see the top right corner there, Wayne Memmott?
Yeah,
right there at the top of the.
Justin P.O.P. is Timu Wayne Memmott.
Yeah, Justin is.
It's exactly like him.
Wait, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Basically, we're saying Wayne looks like the pizza guy. Wayne in our podcast right now.
He's like the Timu version.
Pizza guy from last year.
He's Timu Wayne Memmott. He makes the face and everything. This face.
Yeah. Bianca,
I'm here to play Survivor and make pizzas, and I'm all out of pizzas.
and if you vote me out, I'll still give you a free pizza.
I was gonna do big moves.
432 Main Street. There's a bunch of them. Look it up. It's Rocco's Pizza. You can enjoy it. It's great.
Luigi's Pizza.
Luigi's Pizza. That's
Luigi's Pizza. It's not too spicy.
It's not too spicy.
Bianca with a smile.
Yeah, we don't have crushed red pepper here. We hate it.
It burns your stomach.
It's too spicy. I got ulcers.
Fucking Timu Wayne Memmott.
I don't even put garlic on it.
Oh God! Wow, if garlic's spicy to over 90, I hear.
You charge for ranch.
Yeah.
Wait, so if you take your hat off, then you're Chrissy. Can you play Chrissy?
I carried that damn boat on my back, swimming.
I carried that whole boat on my back. I gotta feather it out a little bit. It's not feathered. I conditioned this morning. It's not.
You play half the cast in this.
Conditioning is not your friend on a Chrissy impression.
Dude, we need
I'm Cedric. I'm here to fuck shit up.
We need to do a podcast with Wayne pretending he's the pizza guy, Joe, and it's like your exit interview, and you totally.
Oh, great! I think we just did it. I heard as much as I needed to.
Oh, that's so funny.
But Bianca, sorry to see you go. I know it's gotta hurt, especially since merge is coming up, and I'm excited moving forward. I think that there's a lot of game players that's going to make for an interesting, run to the finish line. So
honestly, just hope that production doesn't fuck it up by adding in a whole bunch of like weird twists and things like that. Like, I don't want any more. Honestly, I don't want any more. Whatever Oasis, what's it called? Paradise, Sanctuary. I don't want any of that. I want some of the traditional stuff to come back. I want the Survivor auction back. I would love a contact with family. It doesn't even have to be them visiting, like an actual, like you have the technology, give them a FaceTime video or something, like something. I want some more of those moments and less like you're going on another journey now that we're merged or whatever. And it's like, oh, cool. It just, I don't know.
But I'm willing to bet we don't have 13 people at Tribal Council next week.
No. Those get split into two.
And tribals are fun with 13 votes, but nope, we'll have 7 or 6.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm calling my shot now. Season 50, they bring back the family visit.
Yeah, of course.
They should. I mean, the family business is what made Jonny Fairplay famous.
I know.
It's
Grandma.
Yeah, it's like the best part. Like Australian Survivor can do it.
Dude, talk about not only is it like, so I mean, I've really thought about the family visits, but it's such a like emotional moment that's just in the show. You just guarantee, especially in the like viral clips and things like that, you're getting 7 chances at something viral to happen. Not only that, but when they let the family members play, you get this juxtaposition of these people that have been out on this island for so long that started it looking like normal people that would be with these people that were playing, and they're next to each other. You know, like to see like pressed khakis next to people that have been playing Survivor for 25 days. Yeah. It's like so cool to see.
Sue's dirt on her face.
Yeah.
Just imagine Sue standing beside someone without dirt on their face.
Okay, Sue, enough talk. This is a good episode. Props to Eva. Beautiful episode. Bianca, sorry, but Sue, first of all, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I will say,
you're wonderful.
Explain to me the dirt and all that stuff, because I was like, this has got to be intentional. Like, were you doing it as like makeup to like look hot? Like, explain it to us.
Well, did I look hot?
You always look hot.
Always dirty though.
I thought you had shitty friends, Sue, because like it'll be like it's just like, hey, do I have anything in my teeth? And they're like, no. And then you go to the mirror and you're like, motherfucker, like there was a whole horrible sphere.
It was horrible. So they had said to me, Rachel had said to me, you know, like, you didn't look that dirty in person. She was just like, we don't know if there's a filter or something that made it worse. But here's why my hands were always dirty. That probably why my face was dirty is because I was always cold. I lived near at the fire, and I would have rocks inside the fire. And all through the night, I would bring another rock in and put it, on my body. I slept every night with like 4 big rocks, and then I rotate them. And I just, even like putting if you put sunscreen on, I don't know. I didn't wash my hands. I don't know. I just was a fucking mess.
I think my guess was she had shitty friends. It was just like, hey, do I have anything? No, looks good.
I mean, I told Carol when she had dirt on her face, I did all I could to help her get it off. Yeah. And I probably,
like, am I good? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I should have asked if I was good. That's the question I should have asked.
It didn't matter. You were the hottest 45-year-old out there. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad I represent those 45-year-olds.
By a lot.
And Sue, I mean, overall, did you have a positive experience? Did Survivor like change your life in any way?
I had a really, it was really hard, obviously, being my age. My body fell apart pretty quick, so I wasn't expecting that as much. It was hard to deal with the younger kids that were there that didn't shut the fuck up. Like, I felt like they were cameo 24/7, and I'd be like, they're just talking because the camera's there staring at them, and they're just not shutting up. And there was, like, I'm more of I don't do that, So that was
quality over quantity on verbiage.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It was tough. So that part was tough, but all in all, it was definitely the best journey of my life. And, I don't want it to end. Like, I want to keep doing more stuff. It's why not, right?
Oh, yeah. So, are you going to be at Ron Clark's deal?
What's this?
Are you going to be at Ron Clark's thing in Atlanta? Are you going to that one?
I didn't make plans yet. Are you going? You got?
Yeah. He's asked me. I mean, I don't 5 years now, however long it's been since he's been on, and I do viewing parties all over the country, and I'm just like, that's kind of what I do. But I was just like, and my free dates, like either didn't have them, or it's just like, or if I didn't have them, as so I was doing something, and I was just like, I asked the fiance, I was just like, hey, do you want to go to Ron Clark's? And she's like, what's that? And I was like, well, Matthew Perry played him in a movie, so he's obviously awesome, and he runs real life Hogwarts. And she was like, well, fuck, let's go to Hogwarts.
Yeah, he invited me, and he sent me the information. I just haven't looked at it yet.
You can do it. So I've only heard amazing stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? This is the year to do amazing stuff. And
you're right. Yeah, fuck it. Sometimes you just got to, like I've done a few things, and I'm just like, is it worth the money? And
I think the juice is worth the squeeze on this one.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay, then I'll probably go. I just have to just book it and go.
I would like to. He actually has real challenges. I would like to beat you at a challenge.
You're not going to beat me at a challenge.
Oh yeah.
Are you? Did you forget that
Can I have that on my back wall?
I cannot wait until Sue is the new cruiserweight champion of the Boca Raton Wrestling Federation.
Wait, are you willing to wage that?
I mean, I have to talk to the powers that be. I'm not allowed. I don't have the authority.
Does everybody see he's Jonny Fairplay?
No,
he got real scared. He got real scared.
I'm just saying. I'm not a matchmaker. I'm just a champion.
Sue, he had to beat off 3 guys for that belt.
He hid behind a 400-pound guy to do it.
Yeah, he needed security.
Okay,
this is the second. This is the second lady today that has no fear.
That.
What's that?
You're not confident enough to wage that belt.
Well, this is the second time, as Bobby said, Letty from Deal or No Deal Island, she wanted to kick my ass and take my belt earlier. So this is this is not the intergender championship of the world. This is a men's cruiserweight championship. Okay. I'm a man among men.
Okay, do we all hear this? Are we all hearing this?
Yeah, he's backing out. He's backing out.
Just turn around and walk away.
Johnny's got bullshit he can wager.
Yeah.
But I want to say something here before we go. So we do a lot of podcasts on the Reality After Show Network. Deal or No Deal Island finale just happened. The podcast with the winner of Deal or No Deal Island. I watched the finale, Johnny, today when I got home from work.
Did you lose your mind?
Huh?
Did you lose your mind?
Dude, for those that have not watched, because I started watching.
So did you watch Deal or No Deal Island?
Yeah, I just haven't watched the finale.
Oh,
I haven't either.
Dude, okay.
All right.
You gotta watch it.
I can't wait.
I was so blown. I probably
you know
was
what
blown
happened?
away.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Wow.
Don't
Neither one of you know?
No, I'll watch. Don't worry.
I was the most blown away Jonny Fairplay.
It is it is one. Bobby calls it the greatest finale in the history of reality television.
Really?
I won't go. I think it's
100%.
one of the greatest moments of television. I just don't say reality because it was more of a game show, like that last hour. It's just Deal or No Deal. It's not.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't for like a big move in Survivor or like strategic player thing.
It was just cool.
The biggest, coolest, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen?
No way.
Dude, I was blown away.
Deal or No Deal Island needed that because I'll tell you what, I have been trudging through this season mostly.
You can only keep Parvati safe so many episodes.
With Parvati though, like she just has like 25 lives.
Apparently,
but you have to watch. Those are listening to this. I watched like episode 1 and 2 of Deal or No Deal Island, and then I said, "This is stupid. They're trying to make this like Survivor, but I don't even understand it." So like I didn't watch any more of it. And so but Johnny's like, dude, trust me, watch the finale. Tess and I watched it, and then we watched the Dondi after show with Johnny and Bobby. And unbelievable. So just reality after show fans, be sure to watch it because it was like the coolest thing I've seen.
Me and Bobby and the winner. So
dude. Props. But Sue, where can people find you? Obviously, you're part of this awesome Survivor community. Find you on Instagram. Is that where you do most of your stuff?
I'm Sue S47, so Sue Survivor 47 on Instagram.
Cool.
I have a website. I am a life coach as well, so it's www.susmey.com. I have a flight school, and that's www.wfaviation.com as well. So I have two different websites and Instagram and.
That's awesome. Well, you were definitely a fan favorite, and I love that you were on tonight. It was super cool.
I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
Sue, do you ride a skateboard?
Yeah, of course.
Oh wow! There we see. I made many skateboard references last season during the show, and there we go. Sue rides a skateboard, so
Okay.
I was right.
Wow.
See?
I don't know how I didn't get all these references.
I don't. Who's to say? I don't even get half of them.
Okay. I just no. I mean, I don't see them and I don't hear them. I don't.
Oh yeah. So this shirt right here, if you go to fairplayshirts.com, you can get this shirt. It's the Jonny Fairplay official gimmick shirt, 100% cotton. Fun fact, Sue, it's 85% cotton.
No way! Oh my
Yes, ma'am.
God!
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's all a lie.
But yeah,
Wow, that's beautiful.
I have a feeling that social media is going to continue to blow up. Props to Eva. And just these 90-minute episodes, we're able to have moments like we saw tonight, which is a human moment. And can't wait for the merge next week. Johnny, you got any viewing parties you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Nope. I go to Ron Clark. Well, Ron Clark's is sold out. So yeah, no, don't.
We might be working on one, right?
Yeah,
we
no,
got some
I'm
stuff
going
in
to
the
do
works.
the last 2 weeks. I'm going to disappear for a little sabbatical for a little bit. I got I'm going to do like the last 2 or 3 weeks of May. Check survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com for tickets to that. And no, go check out the new website, realityaftershow.com. Go to johnnyfairplay.com. No H and Johnny. Get yourself a cameo. Or if you're watching Australian Survivor, I got 2 really awesome buffs available. I have a signed Miles buff and a signed AJ buff from this season of Australian Survivor, which is one of the best seasons. And like I was there
It's
last
really
week for viewing parties, and it was the best 3 episodes combined in like forever. Like maybe the best 3 episodes connected in the history of Australian Survivor. And it was incredible. I was so fortunate to be there. All the survivors from the season were there, along with King George and Eileen and so many other Ferris. It was the Duchess of Double Bay, so many. So but yeah, so just keep checking for new viewing parties. I guess I'm going to do Australia versus the world. I'm going to do the finale is what it's looking like. So I have some viewing parties for that. So, but yeah, get yourself a cameo. Sue, do you do the cameos?
I do them.
Or get a cameo from Sue, and then
Yeah,
get one from me for half the price. It'll be great.
Wait, what did you just say?
I think get yours first.
Yes, get Sue's first, and we will see you all next week when the merge occurs. Cheers, everyone. We love you. Have a great night. See you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.